Welcome to the ALeeT Podcast, where we discover the truths about ourselves in real time. Speaking of truths, these are not the values or opinions of the United States Space Force, the Department of the Air Force, or the Department of Defense. They are mine and mine alone. We are currently working our way through the 9 tenets of my acronym, SPUG, which stands for Strength, Power, Unity, and Growth. These tenets are accountability, pride, clarity, discipline, resilience, mentorship, allyship, legacy, and reflection. Today, we are talking about clarity. And this time, I brought a friend. She has a lot more knowledge on this topic than some folks with PhDs, so stay tuned for that. Webster's dictionary defines clarity as the state of having a full, detailed, and orderly mental grasp of something. In this essence, we are looking for a grasp on our own well-being, asking ourselves why something is affecting us a certain way. There are 2 phrases from this definition that I want to highlight: clarity of purpose and clarity of thought. Webster's highlights the ability to remember how you got to the point of where you are in your life in their definition of clarity of purpose. It is important to those of us who are striving for that clarity because there's a reason why you do everything you do. It's up to you to figure out what it was. Was it trauma-induced? Is it because you read about it in a magazine? Is it generational? We need to assess those things to become better people on the opposite end. Webster's highlights clarity of thought as juggling multiple things at the same time. Think about it. You are juggling a ton of things right now, whether or not you want to admit it. For S&Gs, I'll say what I'm juggling right here: job searching, internship, retiring from the military, keeping family afloat, the podcast, bills, car maintenance, house maintenance, eating healthy, exercise, 4 fantasy football teams, and a losing record in my college team. Okay. And keeping social media updated for various reasons across the gamut. Sounds like a lot. Well, that's just a few without getting into the weeds. Oh, the weeds. Anyways, keeping all the proverbial balls in the air is difficult, but worth it. But how do we do it again? Clarity. Now I bring you to my previously recorded interview with Dena Armstrong. Please forgive the tics. I think they are due to me not using a headset. I'll do better next time, I promise. Please, though, listen to Dena. She knows what she's talking about. Spug Nation, welcome back to the ALeeT Podcast. Today's guest brings strength, balance, and wisdom into the room. She's a yoga instructor, a wellness guide, and someone who lives what she teaches. Please join me in welcoming Dena Armstrong.
What up, Spug Nation? I'm so happy to be here.
Hell yeah. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure. So I am Dena Armstrong. I am a current yoga instructor and Air Force veteran and basic cosmic enthusiast. I love astrology, and when it comes to yoga, I like to weave astrology into my yogic practice so that we can kind of work with what the energies be. I teach slower and more like meditative types of yoga, gentle, restorative, yin. I say those words to someone that doesn't know yoga and they just think yoga's yoga, a little downward dog, a little cobra, but it's so much more than that. And I really believe yoga, which we'll talk about, is more than just the downward dog and the cobra and the plank. It's this ancient system that we can use to heal our nervous systems and really get that mind-body connection back that all of us tend to kind of cut off from trauma and things that we go through from childhood and stuff, which kind of causes dis-ease in the body, which morphs into disease. And so we have this wonderful, beautiful, ancient modality that brings the mind, the body, the soul connection all together to find clarity and calm and a deeper connection to yourself in the cosmic we. There was something you said in your last podcast. I can't even, I wish I had written it down. It was at the end, but I have this little saying that I go, I love you, I love me, I love we, because it is like, it's the cosmic we. We're healing not only ourselves, but every little bit we can heal ourselves. Like the ripple effect is so big. We're throwing that little stone into a pond and watching the ripples go out as we touch people's lives throughout day to day. Oh God. Okay. So yeah, I can talk about it all day.
I love that. You heard me sigh, I'm assuming. So as a yoga instructor, your whole practice revolves around presence and focus and that clarity you were speaking of. So how does yoga help bring that clarity, not just to the mind, but also to the body and spirit? And how can people carry that clarity into their daily lives?
What's great about doing yoga is it kind of like sets a reset button for your entire nervous system. You can come to the mat with anxiety about things that are going to happen or things that did happen. You have all these ruminating thoughts. But what yoga does, it makes you slow down, be here, right here now, understand that all you really can control is right now. All that other stuff, it either happened or it's going to happen. If you want to worry about something that happens in the future, you're punishing yourself twice, right? Potentially, you're worrying about what if it happens, and then if it does happen, then you have to worry about it again. But if it doesn't happen, then you're unjustly punishing yourself for worry. Of course, it's something easy that I can say. I'm a great teacher. Doing is a whole different thing, and I say that I try to practice what I preach as much as I can, but I am only human, and I'm still learning. And that's the beautiful part about the process. But really, the whole part of yoga is that you transform from that fight or flight. You take that body from the sympathetic nervous system and you start activating the parasympathetic nervous system, activating the vagus nerve, allowing the body to say, oh, I'm okay. I'm secure. I'm safe. So maybe I can do a little repair on the inside or activate that like growth hormone that allows the body to repair itself when you go to sleep. Because yoga has proven if you do yoga, you calm the mind, you get better sleep at night, which I mean, everybody needs. We have a sleep epidemic going on. People are not sleeping enough with stress and everything. Yeah, it's just the real magic happens in the turning off all the noise. People say that they can't sit and meditate. Well, meditation is part of yoga. You may not know that yoga actually has 8 different branches that all encompass it. It involves breath work. It does involve the postures like the downward dog and the things. It involves meditation. It involves reading yogic texts like scriptures and things, going back to the Vedas. It involves doing service for others, karma yoga. Which a lot of people think has a negative connotation, but is not negative at all,
Right.
Which, could be a whole nother thing. But yeah, just cultivating that presence and realizing that the mind is a muscle just like anything else, and it needs to be trained. Otherwise, it'll run all over you.
Wow. It's funny that you say that. You remember what I said at the end of the last podcast about your no, it wasn't the end. It was the bit when I was talking about you are your brain attached to nerves. Yeah.
Yes.
That was kind of pointed. You know what I was talking about in that, right?
For sure. And I wanted to do a little shout out too, because I didn't do your homework, obviously, because I listened to it just now, but being ashamed of emotions and how pride could have reshaped that. Like, listen, that's my entire freaking childhood. When I look back, like, I've been on this healing journey for years, but I can pinpoint it was 2017 when I really dug in to my healing journey and was like, I can't live like this anymore. I can't live with these negative thoughts all the time, like demons living in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And so through all of those healing modalities that I went through, finally, I learned how to forgive myself. And in forgiving myself, I had to be okay being the villain in other people's stories, which, as a people pleaser, sucks. Because I want everybody to like me. I'm like that dog, like pet me, like me. I'm likable. But now that I'm a cat person, I'm trying to lean into that cat-like nature. Like, oh, you don't like me? Okay, then we're not for each other. And no hate, but it's okay, you know?
I like that mentality. Like it's so me too. Like I've always wanted people, like everybody, to like me, but not everybody is going to like you, and it's unrealistic to think that you could get everybody to like you, even if you are a people pleaser, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people use you, and
Right.
yeah, you have to be real to yourself. And I mean, that goes along with clarity too. I'm probably going to add this somewhere.
Yeah. And you have to think about it. You don't want everybody to like you. There are some people that are just bad people. And what does that say about you if they like you? So maybe you do want to be the villain in some people's story.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, not like an evil villain,
I
although,
mean, maybe
you
you
know.
want to be an even villain.
Damn. Okay. What are some other things you do to cure that clarity bug inside of you? And I've been following you for quite a while on social media. I've seen horseback riding, astrology, reading, charity work, vacations. So I already know, but I want them to know. So if you could.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna try everything once kind of gal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and especially on this like healing journey of mine, I did talk therapy, I did ayahuasca, I did psychedelic,
What?
I did yeah. That could be a whole nother episode. I did transcranial magnetic stimulation, which is where they have a magnet like tap on your brain. Listen, if I was allowed, the only things I haven't done is like ketamine therapy and MDMA therapy. And I would be open to both of them just to knock out the last little cobwebs that I have, because I definitely still have my issues,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but looking back, I'm so much better than what I am. Okay, so let's get back to what I am. What brings me clarity? Through my healing journey, I had to be sober from alcohol. That was a number one. I gave alcohol up on a whim just to see how I would feel at a time where I was going to drink myself to death. It was a really dark time. And I was like, let me give myself a month. And then I ended up giving it up for 5.5 years. And I think
Oh, yeah.
that really, really is what allowed me to finally heal my nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I have introduced some alcohol back into my lifestyle in the last 6 months, but it was a conscious decision, and I don't know, it's different. I used to drink to forget, to suppress, to depress, all the things, and now it can be a celebratory thing, socializing. It can be weird because people kind of look at you like, oh, you were sober and now you're not sober anymore. But I don't know, I stand on it and I'm a different person than I was when I had to quit. So number one, sobriety brought me clarity. But other than that, I obviously use the yoga. I'm very particular about my mornings. I don't
Mm-hmm.
let anybody other than my husband, obviously, kind of like be in my energy until I'm ready for that. I have to take some time in the morning to ground myself, to see, hey, what is this body feeling today? Okay, this body's feeling back pain. So there's a chance that I might be a little more snippy with people today. So maybe I don't go out as much and I kind of keep to myself. Hermiting is always the first thing that I pick too. I'll just introvert and stay at home and just check in with the body. Astrology, I love. I always check in, see what the planets are doing. I read. I love cooking and connecting with food in the kitchen just really kind of grounds me, because, and I bring this up, the gut mind connection
Mm-hmm.
is so important. And as a person who has been retired, medically retired from the military, I have a ton of digestive issues. So that plays into the major depressive disorder and the anxiety. And so I know when I'm not eating things or I'm eating a lot of sugar, or like something has gone off in my diet, I can tell it in my mood. So being on top of that has become really important. Movement, moving my muscles, strength training, cardio, all those things. I get my best ideas when I do cardio. I'm not a runner. I've never been a person that likes working out, but I love the way I feel after I get a workout in. So I have to cling to that because it is a struggle every day to work out. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. But I do it because my back hurts if I don't. Like I start to seize up. I feel like I'm 60 if I don't. So it's a whole, I don't know. I feel like my entire job is just to like maintain clarity in myself.
Yeah, I love that. Obviously. I mean, that's what the episode is. I love that you keep repeating it too, because it's something that's so like I feel so alone. I was like sitting probably right here and I was like, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for the next 9 episodes, blah blah blah. And then I was like, I'm on this one word kick because I went accountability, pride, and then I was like, what should be the next one? And then I think Akari said clarity. And I was like, okay, cool.
No, it's good. We need more clarity. As a society, we're all walking around with brain fog for one reason or another, whether it be hormones, whether it be what we're eating, whether it be vaccines or whatever,
Yeah.
The brain fog epidemic is real.
Absolutely. I love that I keep saying absolutely. My daughter made fun of me for it on
Absolutely.
the last interview I had. So the next question I have here includes the word hokey. And it's kind of funny. What does it feel like to have a college football team who is 1-0 this season?
Hey. All right. So I got a text from a friend yesterday, and it was just, of course, a chicken and a football. And I was like, oh, I forgot, because I was car shopping, I was like, dang, all right. And so we go back, and on YouTube TV, if you watch a game, it has this like catch up through key plays feature. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, here we go. Cross your fingers. And I was like, we actually looking good this year too.
Yeah,
I don't want to I need to knock on something because we blow a season real easy.
I wish my team looked good this year.
Yeah, well, your team looked good for decades. It's time for someone else to have a chance.
I hear you. But that was such a bad game. Anyway, so speaking of Hokies,
yeah, Hokie.
By the way, she's a Gamecocks fan.
Oh yeah, go Cox.
Most people think
Gamecock red.
I saw the shirt. I was like, that's Gamecocks colors. You are enough. I do believe that. I appreciate you saying that to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so most people think astrology is hokey. With the two of us being uber space nerds, how does astrology really bring us home to clarity?
I love when people say that astrology is hokey. Yeah, it can be. And I'm not here to change anybody's mind, because if somebody's like got their mind set on astrology is bullshit, I'm not going to change their mind. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being wrong, or I'm okay with being wrong in your eyes. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's really just another language of self-reflection. Okay, so the planets go through cycles just like everything else. The seasons go through cycles. We have the water cycle, we have the life cycle. Even our galaxy is going in a cycle around a supposed black hole. Everything's in cycles. So what if all of these cycles are some like grand cosmic cipher, which kind of gives you like an ad-libs. It gives you the sentence, but then only time will really tell you what like the verbs, the nouns, the things will be. But you kind of have the basic idea of what's going to happen, just not a blue Ford Focus or whatever, you just know car. or something. So just knowing about these cycles and how they can translate and all of the different planets, it comes with the mythology and what we know about early astrologers and what they observed from the planets. So Mercury, per se, it is the fastest planet going around the Earth. It does a rotation every 88 days. The most common thing you hear people say is, "Oh my God, Mercury's retrograde again." So what does that even mean? Because you and I, we know planetary cycles. We know the planet doesn't just like stop and do a 180.
Right.
But when we're looking at the planet, and you know this because you know space, it retrogrades to the visible eye in the sky. And it's only when a planet is either passing us in our orbit or the Earth is passing another planet, like one of the outer planets in its orbit. So to the visible eye, it looks like the planet is going backward. So for Mercury retrogrades, Mercury in mythology was the herald to the king, spreading the news. So Mercury rules communication and things like short trips and things like that. So when people say Mercury's going retrograde, watch out for miscommunication or traffic jams. Traffic might be a little crazy during Mercury retrogrades. It's because that planet rules those things because it's the fastest planet going around. It's the one that affects us on a personal level most actively. And then if you kind of look at someone's birth chart, again, it kind of gives you just like a puzzle of how someone is just predetermined to act. And nothing is set in stone. We have free will, supposedly. It just says, like, if we have a Mercury that's in a good position, maybe we're a better communicator. I have your astrology chart right now, right in front of me, and you have a stellium in the 3rd house. Now, that is all like, I know that sounds like a different language. It is. It's the language of astrology. But what that means is you have 4 different planets all in your 3rd house. And I'm showing you, that's like the little circle. This is what your birth chart looks like. It's a circle divided by 12 for the 12 different zodiac. The 3rd house is the house that's ruled by Mercury in communication. And so your Mercury, your sun, everything's right there, meaning you're going to be good. You're going to excel in communication. You have powers here. So you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And with teaching.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll get this job this week or whenever they interview me.
Totally.
I'm so nervous about that.
Nervous. What do we talk about? Don't worry about it.
We were talking about the retrograde. And so are you saying then that Mercury is always in retrograde with Denver?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay. That actually tracks then.
No, but what's really cool is, so that's like a personal cycle kind of thing. You can look in, and if you're a journaler, maybe you can go back and look at certain times or like go through your photos, and you may notice like maybe you were having a lot of technological issues 3 weeks out of last month, and you look up and you're like, oh, maybe it was retrograde. Or like just you get in a car accident or something breaks on the car. But on a bigger scale, that's personal astrology. There's such thing as mundane astrology, which is how the astrology cycles apply to what's happening in the world. So everything can have a birth chart. People can have a birth chart. This microphone can technically have a birth chart, like exactly when it was manufactured. That's when it was birthed. Countries have birth charts. The United States has a birth chart.
Yeah.
And the United States in the decade of the 2020s has just been going through unprecedented hits in the cosmos. We started out with the United States having its natal Pluto return. Pluto rules death and transformation. It basically is national death and rebirth. That started in 2020 and stopped in 2024. And they're not hard dates, you know, the sky, it's a very gray area. But then on top of that, and that was our first Pluto return. That only happens every 248 years. The first time this country has ever seen a Pluto return.
Oh, wow.
Then we're having a Neptune return to Aries, which the last time that happened to us in the United States was at the beginning of the American Civil War in 1861. And then on top of that, we're having our Uranus return, which happens every 84 years. And the last 3 times that happened was our involvement in World War II, the Civil War, and the Revolutionary War. And that's just some stuff that's written in the cosmos. So I knew coming into 2020, I had looked ahead and went, oh, the outer planets are playing with us this decade. So whatever happens, it's gonna happen. It's a cosmic shakeup. And boy, are we seeing it. But knowing that it has an end, we just got to make it to the end.
Oh,
but something always better comes out in the end, you know?
Hopefully.
It does. It always gets better. I mean, yeah, World War II looked terrible, but look at the country, how we bounce back afterwards.
Okay.
Have hope.
That was awesome, though.
Thanks. I don't know. It can sound, I know when I hear myself talk astrology and all this stuff, I can hear it. And I go, man, a couple years ago, I would have thought I was creepy. Okay. But once you are aware of it and you start paying attention, it's undeniable.
Yeah. When you can actually, and the thing that the Simpsons did too, or continue to do, how they keep like guessing at the future.
Yes.
It's bananas. You would think that
he might be a clairvoyant. Listen, the place that I teach yoga, the studio owner, she is a clairvoyant, and before I don't know if I believed in that kind of stuff, but honestly, she's kind of like my last defense when it comes to if I need clarity on a situation. If I have like looked in the stars and felt it myself and I can't figure it out, I go to her for answers, and she can like tap into my energy and talk to the angels and tell me exactly what I need to hear. And then her partner does hypnotherapy, and he is freaking amazing. He like reprograms you.
You do the hypnotherapy thing too?
I have, yeah. Good times.
That's really cool that you do that. Like, I picked the right person to do this because you are so on point with all of this.
It takes a lot. I mean, I used to just drink. I didn't realize how much pain that I was living in all the time, you know? And that's kind of how I really did deal with it, was drinking a lot. So once you take away the drinking, you have to feel the pain. And there's no way to the end but through it.
I mean, I 100% agree. There's nothing more clarifying than knowing you're not alone in something, as I was saying a while ago. There are tons of books out there, but anxious people like me see them all and get so overwhelmed. You told me you're an avid self-help book reader. Could you tell me and Spugnation some books that we should add to our reading list?
Avid self-help book reader, it doesn't even describe it. I can remember going to like Barnes and Nobles back in the day, and like I inherently knew from a young age that something was wrong with me and I needed help. And so I've been in that section since I could like buy books at Barnes and Noble, or pick up a book and go eat a piece of cheesecake at the Starbucks at Barnes and Noble. Man, there are so many. My top 3 books that I recommend for someone that's like on a healing journey, that just like they keep trying different things and just nothing's working, they can't do it. These books: Healing the Shame That Binds You by John Bradshaw, Running on Empty, which is an overcoming childhood emotional neglect book. So good. Highly recommend. And people, even if you don't think you went through childhood emotional neglect, it's just such a good book because it reframes it. And if you're a parent, I myself am not a parent, but it's amazing. Can't say enough about it. And then The Body Keeps the Score by, try to say this right, Bessel van der Kolk. This one's big. Oh, and it's funny, I just opened it and it opened up to yoga and the neuroscience of self-awareness.
Nice.
Everything is divinely guided, baby. Everything. Oh, man. It says I can express my feelings more because I can recognize them more. I can feel them in my body, recognize them, and address them. That's what yoga does. That's what yoga does. Maybe you just like have heart palpitations and you learn, oh, that's anxiety or that's excitement. And then you just, okay, books, back to books. So those are like healing clarity books. I have a couple of like spiritual clarity books if the yoga talk has maybe planted a seed or has piqued anyone's interest. I love, love, love the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. This is like the yoga Bible. And this one that I have has the translation by Swami Satchidananda. You have like a couple of different options, but you obviously want one that has some kind of translation because it's in the ancient text of Sanskrit, and you kind of want to know what it means. Then I have the Bhagavad Gita. It's like the yogi all end all be all. And recently, I've been nerding out on Supergut by Williams Davis to really help with that mind-gut connection and rebuilding my gut biome for optimal body, whatever. And yeah, and if you're ever curious about something, this is going to be a wild tangent, but something's telling me to go there. I have a subscription to Audible because I love listening to audiobooks all the time because I can't always sit down and read, but I can listen to something while I'm doing other things. If you have a subscription to them, they have something called the Great Courses. And literally, if you want to learn about anything, you can get that through your subscription, use your 1 credit a year or month or whatever, and you get an entire college course on whatever you want to learn. So when I started wanting to learn about yoga, that's what I did. I got on the Great Courses and started diving into like, what is yoga? What do you even mean? Tell me about the ancient texts. And then that kind of opened the door to me to learn about like all of the religions and just kind of understand like where everybody's coming from in this lifetime. And why there's so much hate and division. And it's funny, the more I read about it and the more I learned, the more I realized we're all serving the same God. We're just like, we just want to call him different things, but there's just one, and he loves us all regardless of like what we look like, what chromosomes we have, what we believe in, whatever. And all he's trying to do is get us to love. That's like love is the way.
All right. So next question. Is there anything that I haven't asked that you'd like to add?
Ooh. Well, I just want to say that when you tell someone that has no interest in doing yoga that they should do yoga, they immediately get this like idea in their mind. And if you've tried yoga and you didn't like it, try it again. Because there's so many different types out there, so many different teachers. It's almost like a therapy session where you keep going until you find the right fit. Goldilocks that shit. Sorry.
You're good.
But seriously, you gotta find what your right fit is. And once you allow that to happen, like the magic will happen. And just what I'm working on is remembering that this clarity in your mind, in your life, it doesn't only have to come when everything's like perfect, when everything's tidy. You have to be able to find the clarity when you're in the struggle, when you're in the mess of things. So try things out to figure out what that means for you. If it means just sitting with yourself and taking some deep breaths to ground your body and allow yourself to evacuate all of those like mindless thoughts that ruminate over and over again. If you're not a person that it sounds like you can just sit down and breathe, it sounds simple. It can be hard. There are guided meditations out there. There's tons of free stuff on YouTube. absolutely love it. If you're more of a, I need to be moving, get out in nature, take a walk, do something to move the body. Somatic exercises are huge right now. Just stand up and like shake your body out. That can really just release some emotions that you have that you don't even realize that you're hanging on to. Just when things get crazy, think about the things that ground you normally and remember that they have, or that you have them there with you. Like, you're a powerful being. You have everything that you need within you at all times. And that's what I tell people in their yoga practice. You're here now, and you can tap into that feeling at any time. When things get overwhelming, close your eyes, find a quiet space, and cut the world off and come back to you, because that's the only time where you're going to be able to find that peace and clarity.
I want to add something to that. That is so freaking awesome that you're saying this, because it reminds me of the key behind like me even starting the podcast is mental health and trying to increase people's desire and drive to seek it out. When you go to the doctor and your foot hurts, right? You tell them that your foot hurts, you write on a little piece of paper what makes it feel better, what makes it feel worse. Why can't we do this when it comes to our mental health as well? Right? So you're like so on point by saying that, like trying to figure out, okay, well, what is it that actually grounds you? That got me to think, man, I don't even think about that. So that's really cool. Like, do I need to take a bath? Do I need to
Bath is a big one.
listen to some? Yeah. Do I need to listen to music? The other day, this did not work for me, but it works for some people. The different hertz,
like the binaural beats and stuff.
Yeah. That like constant sound, it can like calm down your vagus nerve, like all of your nerves, and help you like tone everything out. Yeah, it didn't work for me. I was like in my head so bad on Saturday night, and it took a lot.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because when you're in that state, so you noticed what you tried wasn't working, your mind was overthinking. That's when we have to be able to give ourselves grace.
Yep.
And step back and be like, okay, I'm obviously working through something right now. I don't quite know what it is, and that's okay. And then, then you take those times to go like get in the bath and just allow your body, if you ground in water, or if you go put your feet in some dirt, or whatever you do to ground. And I'm self-aware to a fault, but I'll notice that I can disassociate from how I'm doing when my mental health starts to slide.
Yeah.
Like I won't really notice, but then I kind of notice all of a sudden that I'm in the thick of it. Like, I have major depressive disorder. It's something that I'm going to deal with, I feel like, forever. It's just learning how to ride those waves.
Right.
So when I notice that I'm in the thick of it, that's when I realize, oh, I'm not working out. I'm not meditating. I'm not journaling, and I'm eating like so I'm obviously not doing the things that make me feel good. So that's why my body is not feeling good. That's why my mind's not feeling good. Clarity supplement note: 1,000 grams of fish oil in the morning before you eat any food is recommended by a person that I follow. His name is Dr. Amen. And they've proven that, your body needs those omega-3s, your brain needs those omega-3s to basically lift that brain fog. So that 1,000 milligrams every day before you get any food in your body is one of the easiest ways that you can give yourself a little mental boost if you are feeling a little brain foggy.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I am taking up a little bit extra of your time, and I'm sorry for that.
That's okay.
So I'm going to ask you the last question. It's not a question. This is your stage. Tell us what you've got coming up over the next couple of weeks.
Couple weeks. Okay. Well, I'll be teaching my regular yoga classes. I teach here in Cocoa Beach at my husband's chiropractic office during his lunch hour and after hours. And all of those classes are available on Zoom. And then I also teach down in Indy Atlantic. Both of these are in Florida for my non-Florida listeners. Yeah, and then I do a free women's only veteran yoga session once a month. It is the third Tuesday of the month. If anybody is interested in jumping in on that, just let me know. You can send me a message. I guess we'll include my social media stuff somewhere, anywhere. And yeah, personally, I'm just working on what it means to build a brand for me. You know, I teach yoga because I love it. I look into astrology as my main hobby because I love it. I think the two together can be this just wonderful powerhouse, and figuring out how to make that available, I don't want to say to the masses because I have always kept a small circle, and you know, if I can just help 1 to 2 people, I'm totally good with that. I don't over. It's weird, and maybe that's a self-worth thing that I'm dreaming too small or something and holding myself back. Maybe something that I need to work in hypnotherapy next time. But yeah, the next thing I really want to lean into is to start putting out my own meditations. I have Cosmic Yoga by Dena is my Instagram, and I don't believe I have that YouTube at the moment, but there are plans to, and so I'll have short little meditations for people and maybe some short yoga to go for like lunch break yoga kind of things, free videos, free resources on that. And I'm a lifelong student of life, and I'm constantly trying to learn more and evolve, and so that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Well, hell yeah. And I'm super proud to know you.
Thanks, man. You too.
I mean, the minute you showed up in my class, I was like, you're just a ball of energy and a beam of light. It was only 2 of you in that class, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Oh, man, we had a good time. Me, you, and Blessy.
That's right. Yeah.
You were the only 2 out of our graduating class that got GPS.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I had so many students that I don't remember all of their names or faces, but the ones that stick are the ones who like either made me laugh or just were real people. So you're obviously one of the real ones.
Oh, thanks.
So thank you for coming on the podcast.
Totally.
And thank you for continuing to be a listener. Spug Nation number 2.
Yeah, man. I'm here for it. We're doing the good work. There's lots of healing that needs to happen, and these conversations need to be had to let people know it's okay. Yeah, you don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers, but together we can figure it out, man. Like, we got resources.
Exactly. So yeah, if anybody out there figures stuff out that we didn't talk about, then I want some comments.
Yeah, share the love, man.
All right. I appreciate you, Dena.
You too.
To recap, we talked about ways to bring clarity into our lives. I highly recommend that you find these ways for yourself. If you have a different method, please check me out on Instagram at _ALeeT_podcast and comment on the post for this episode. Thanks again to Dena for joining me on the podcast. If you missed her Instagram account, I will provide that on the episode description of whatever streaming service you use. Also, she asked me to give you the name of another author that is Joe Dispenza. So look up any book by Joe Dispenza, and it should provide you with the clarity that we spoke of in this episode. Next week, I interview retired Space Force Chief Master Sergeant Kyle Mullen, and we will cover discipline. So, join a class, demand clarity, and until next time, stay Spuggin ALeeT.